I get any number of inquiries about which brand of video card should I choose. I want to get a GTX 580, or I want to get a Radeon 5770, whatever card you're looking at, and you want to know which brand to choose. So for the launch of the GTX 580, I happen to have the luxury of having two cards to compare. So I have one from EVGA, so this is an EVGA reference GTX 580, so you can see it uses the same cooler as the MSI GTX 580. It also uses the same PCB layout as the GTX 580. And I have a lot of people asking me, like, should I pick based on overclocking results and reviews, or should I pick based on, you know, the overall quality of the product? Well, I can tell you one thing right now. These are both reference design products, especially when you buy a high-end GPU at launch. They are quite literally exactly the same thing. There is no quality difference between an MSI GTX 580 and an EVGA GTX 580, none whatsoever. So put that out of your mind. So some of the ways that you can differentiate is in terms of the other ways that the brands differentiate from each other. Ugh, that's awkward. Anyway, so MSI has a 3-year warranty, and EVGA has a lifetime warranty if you register. So there's one tick box for EVGA. MSI's card actually comes with a slightly better accessory package, although I do mean slightly. It comes with a long HDMI cable, about a 6-foot cable, versus the EVGA one comes with one that's about this long. So that's a mini HDMI to HDMI cable, and the MSI one also comes with my preferred type of 6-pin to 8-pin. So it just has a single 6-pin on the one side that goes to a single 8-pin on the other side, whereas EVGA uses one of those dual 6-pin to 8-pin adapters that I'm not all that fond of. Now, in terms of connectivity, overclocking results, etc., etc., it's all luck of the draw, except, remember, these two are just reference products. Both of these manufacturers will release all kinds of different non-reference products. So EVGA, for example, on the GTX 460 has their external exhaust version. They've got any number of overclocked SKUs, so that is, they have GTX 460s that are overclocked out of the box. Now, you do pay a slight premium for them, but that means that you're getting a higher speed bin, and if you don't know what a speed bin is, go ahead and check out my NCIX Tech Tips episode on the process of binning, and that'll explain what that means. But you're basically getting like a higher graded chip, okay, because it passed at a higher speed. You're getting yeah, well, basically that's it. When you buy a factory overclock card, that's what you get. And MSI also does some pretty unique solutions as well. So you can see here I've actually got some MSI GTX 460 Hawk Edition cards. So these guys have triple overvoltage. So that means you can overvolt the GPU, the RAM, as well as the GPU PLL voltage. So you can get some great overclocks. It's actually got a switch on the back, where is it, right there, where you can even change the voltages so that you can go even higher and get real crazy. Aftermarket coolers, so oh yeah, EVGA, like I said, they have their external exhaust coolers versus the reference one. MSI's got the Twin Frozer 2, they've got the Cyclone, all kinds of unique stuff that these particular vendors are doing. Now, they also have some software differences, although they aren't really differences. EVGA's got their precision tool, which is for overclocking and tweaking, all that good stuff, monitoring your temperatures, fan speeds, and MSI has Afterburner, which is a fairly similar utility. Now, bear in mind that both EVGA and MSI have graciously allowed all other board partners to use their particular software. So you can actually buy any card and use MSI Afterburner, and the same goes for EVGA Precision, which is pretty cool of both of them to do that. EVGA also has their 24/7 tech support, as well as their where is the terms and conditions for that one? I believe they still do offer a trade-in program if something newer and faster comes out, so that you can trade in your old card. I've got some little bragging on the side of their box here, which is definitely some interesting stuff. There you go. EVGA is number 1, and then what do we have on the MSI box? not a whole lot there. Just, I mean, these are reference cards, so it becomes very difficult to differentiate. So like I said, I've brought up a bunch of different things that both of these brands do to separate their products from the other Nvidia partners. For these particular cards, it's going to come down to what kind of price, how much of a value you put on the value adds that each of these board partners have attached to their GTX 580, and your personal preference, because really nobody can tell you what experience you've had in the past with MSI or what experience you've had in the past with EVGA. I mean, there's all kinds of different factors. Like you could go, oh, I got an MSI motherboard and it's great, so I want to buy an MSI product. Great, good for you. But that's no reason why you can't use an EVGA card on an MSI motherboard. And similarly, if you have an AMD chipset, there's no reason you can't use an Nvidia card. And the other way around, you got an EVGA board, you want to throw an MSI card in it, no problem. So, there you go. There's my little guide on EVGA versus MSI as far as being NVIDIA board partners go. Oh yeah, I should have probably mentioned one of my personal favorite ways to pick video cards is based on the aesthetic of it. You know, whether you like the EVGA sticker or you like the MSI sticker better, can actually make a difference to people, and you can even run into differences a little bit later when we're not all using reference cards, where some will have a green PCB, some will have a black PCB. So yeah, and yeah, like I said, it's a goofy thing, but that is actually something that factors in for me personally.